Welcome back. Second video in this review series. Today we have the Artillery Sidewinder 3X Pro. Now, I've had this in its box for probably right around 2 weeks now, and I really want to review it, so I'm going to. I've heard good things about it. I've heard some people call it the best, newest beginner printer ever, but I like figuring things out for myself. Before we start this, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you like the video if you want to be updated anytime I post basically anything. And it's something crazy, like 0.5% of the people who actually watch my stuff are subscribed. Something cray like that. Trying to hit, what was it? 150 subs by the end of the month. If we do that, I'll be ecstatic. A little 3D printed knife from the Ender 3 on my channel. Not the newest one that I just reviewed, but the original Ender 3. Ooh, that's some quality tape, let me tell you. So there have been expectations put out for this by numerous people saying that it could very possibly be one of the best printers to ever graze the beginner market. Now, I don't know about that because I haven't experimented one with. It came out about 3 months ago, give or take. So it's still pretty fresh. First impressions. A lot of warning labels on it. If you can't see, because I covered a bunch of stuff that I didn't know if it was sensitive or not, there's a lot of warning labels, which is real nice. However, whenever I picked this thing up and set it down on the table oh so gently, it sounded like there was something rattling in it. And I don't like it whenever my printers sound like that. So we will see what's going on inside here. These always come kitted to the nines with foam. I don't know. I get that it's an expensive hobby and that these are expensive pieces, but it's a lot of foam. I'm gonna move this over here and then take things out of it and put them in the building area. So then this big box is in the way. Do a little reading first though. More foam. Another big piece of foam. That's some insane cable management. I did not expect them to be that thin. And that's it tight. Okay. I feel like I'm going to really want to use the instructions for this. And it has dual Z-axis motors. The foam didn't really come off, but now it has. Already love it. That is they knew what they were doing. All right. I'm gonna finish getting everything out and then I'm just gonna talk about how much I love this thing. Box. All right. I'm gonna focus on getting this thing. Maybe we will lay it down on its back. First impressions while building it, like in the middle of building it. It's relatively easy to put together, a little easier than the Ender 3 V3 SE or whatever. A lot easier than the original Creality Ender 3, because that came in like 20 parts. This just 2 main parts. A little hard to put the top onto the bottom piece, but once you figure out how to do that, then it's a walk in the park. Now you might be thinking while I have this on its side, oh Denton, who's actually gonna buy a brand new printer and be tilting it like this, or be dropping it in the box like you were, and this and this and this? Because when you get a printer, you want to be as careful as you can with it. You don't want anything to happen with it. People who use them, people who have big print farms and can't spend the time to take the extra time to care for their printers like it's a brand new newborn. I treat mine like it's a 5-year-old, right? It's like they grow up with their environment. If you treat them all harsh, like, they'll grow up all tough and stuff. Very interesting. These are Phillips head. They didn't give me a Phillips head screwdriver. Is this a parts box? Like, you're supposed to put your screws in here so you don't lose them while you go get a Phillips head screwdriver? It's a conspiracy. I'm gonna use a Phillips head, because that's what they need. See that? I don't.
No, God!
Now that my heart attack is over, first impressions, and this is also before printing anything. It's a totally honest review. I bought this with my own money. It wasn't sent to me and it wasn't a gift, unlike the last one. So this is going to be a fully harsh, in-depth review of this printer. First, this is just my first impression of it. It's real sleek. I love that they sent an already magnetic bed, and it's a two-sided bed. So I could use this side if I wanted to, and I could use this side if I wanted to. However, I'm going to stick with this side, and that magnet's really strong. So far, 0 complaints from me. Now that is so far. I don't know how well everything is going to work though, but we will see once I get this bed leveled, and then once I plug it in and get it started up, I'm gonna run some filament through it, and then we should be on our way. All right, this is the very first initial startup, and of course I have to do this with you guys. Perfect. And now the startup. Okay. With almost every single other printer, as soon as I turn it on, this really loud fan kicks on. But not in this case. It's moving so fast. This thing, while it does take up a larger footprint than the Ender 3, a significantly larger footprint, granted it has a bigger bed, it's moving at 110 miles an hour the entire time. Okay, this thing's literally insane. I went to go get a drink and and I went to the bathroom for a second. It's been 8 minutes and it's already this far. This is absolutely insane. It takes this thing over 2 hours to print one of these things. And this thing is 20% done, not even 10 minutes in. Which this is gonna be insane. All right, that finished real fast and it only took 35 minutes. All right, I may not have much time to review this because I'm running out of storage fast, but the Artillery Sidewinder 3X Pro. Now, I said this was going to be a harsh review of it. I have nothing harsh to say about it. It has outperformed the both Ender 3s that I have, the original one and the Ender 3 V3 SE, in more than one way. First off, I think I built it just a little bit faster than the V3 SE, and I definitely built it faster than the original Ender 3. One thing I like about it, the build plate, it's reversible, two-sided, and it's magnetic. It comes automatically magnetic, and it has little alignment pins, so you're not fiddling with however, you know. I figured out what this is. Right before you start a print, the extruder head goes down to a little area over here and extrudes and cleans out the nozzle. And then whenever it scrapes, it goes into this, and this is in a little tin right at the bottom of the printer. Really easy to use. One thing that I really did like about it, it was very beginner friendly. Using the control surfaces, it was a walk in the park. There was places where you could almost never get confused. Now onto the print test. It printed this benchy. I used blue Hatchbox PLA, nothing too special. I'm pretty sure everybody else has used it before. But this printed in extremely high quality. I don't know if you can see that all too well, but that is extremely well quality. Now, believe it or not, this printed in 38 minutes. That's almost zero time at all, where my Ender 2 takes, or my Ender 3 takes right around 2.5 hours, and the V3 SE that I have takes, I think it was just above an hour and 5 minutes, I think it was. This in 38 minutes, and it's better quality than that V3 SE. Now there was some stringing at the very bottom on the poop deck, if you will, but other than that, layer adhesion was nice. Nothing stuck to the build plate. Everything went how it should. And granted, I do have a little experience in building, testing, and using 3D printers, but I feel like anybody could do this. I keep all 3 of these in a closet in my room. And I do that because if I kept them out in the garage, the temperatures would regulate weird, the filaments would crack and break easier. But I keep them in my room. And in that closet, I have a big old LED light that goes through the entire closet. Now, whenever I turn that on, it can light up the entire room if both doors are open. This, however, has an LED strip right through here that when you turn it on, it's a nice soft LED, but it lights up everything, especially on the build plate. And that's gonna make it to where I'm not gonna have to turn that bright light on in the middle of the night anymore. There's almost nothing wrong with whenever I was trying to set it up, if anything at all. Everything slot together where it should. I love this cable management, how smooth and sleek it is. With printers like this that are this hyped and this extravagant and this awesome, you might be thinking they're on the higher end. Like a Bamboo Labs printer, like I think one of their most basic models is right around $1,000. But this, while the Ender 3 was right around $160 and the Ender 3 V3 SE was right around $200, this was $219. That's it. And it has excelled in every single aspect of what a printer should do exponentially. I'm just blown away with how amazing of a printer this actually is. All right, it's been a couple of weeks since the last clip that you guys just saw, and I think this is the first time that it's actually gotten a
good break. It's been running nonstop for just about a week and a half, 2 weeks almost. Like, as long as I've had it, it's been running. And it's been running next to the Ender 3 V3 SE and the original Ender 3 that I started this with. Now, I have nothing but good things to say about this. It has printed this. It printed this with zero support in under 10, 15 minutes, which is pretty insane, especially with zero support. And it has also printed this. I don't know if you can tell what that is. It's a fingerprint. It's my fingerprint, actually. I'm starting to work on like fingerprint stuff, and that came out really well, actually. It's actually my left thumb, but it's going really well. This thing has been going almost non-stop. I've had zero problems with it. I do recommend it. It is probably one of, if not the best beginner printers, other than obviously the Ender 3, the original one, and I'm going to be a little influenced by that because it was my beginner printer. But if you want a really good beginner printer for $219, get this. It's performed beyond what I have set its expectations to as a beginner printer. The Ender 3, however, it's still, I think, right about 160 right now. If you have 150, 160 bucks, buy that. It's a great printer. If you have the extra 60 bucks, though, this is where it's at. This is what you need to buy as a beginner printer. I cannot emphasize that enough. It's so beginner friendly. There's almost no problems that I had with it other than on initial startup. It did trip the breaker once, but that's also because I had 3 printers plugged into one outlet running all at the same time. So don't do that. To wrap this whole thing up in a bow, I think this is the new #1. Don't tell my other printers that, though. So that's the end of the video. And I thank you so much for watching all the way to the end if you made it. And if you would, please do click subscribe, and please do like the video if you haven't already, because that would really mean a lot to me and that'd really help out the channel. Also, if you haven't already, please do click the bell down there. Make sure it's ringed, all notifications turned on, because you'd be updated every single time I do a printer review, every time I make a new print, or anytime I make an update on whatever I might. But besides that, I guess that calls this video to a close. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.